Alright guys, I got this nice charger with this nice little case. Let's go ahead and check it out. So what you get is the charger. You get a little USB. Looks like USB mini. So before we get too far, let's just see what it does if you just hook it up. Because why not, right? So here I have a lithium battery that I converted. So it actually has a bunch of, if I can get it out, there we go, see? So I just have a whole bunch of lithium cells. This actually adds up and becomes 12 volts. And it's way more powerful than your typical lead battery. So let's see if we can check it. I know it's probably dead, or at least it's low, right? Because I used it, I haven't charged it yet. But let's just see what it says. So clips error. Clips okay. Oh, I thought it said error. Let's see that one more time. Hold on. Okay, so hooks right up. Let's see here. So we can do check, waveform, playback, records, setup, and multimeter. So let's see the multimeter. So you have to tell it what it's supposed to look for. It's a 12 volt battery. So let's look 12. And here's what we're seeing. Wow, pretty interesting actually. So I guess there's a scale, and it's showing that it's about right there. So I guess that'd be about 11 volts. Let's see here. Starter test. So if you guys know what you're looking for, I don't know what I'm looking for, but you know, here are the results. If you guys want to kind of get an idea of what it shows you. Again, I'm just reviewing this thing. I'm not really sure what it does. So here, let's see if we go up and down. That does not do anything. If we push OK, that doesn't do anything. Okay. So the multimeter basically just shows you your battery status. Okay. Self-explanatory. Let's go to waveform. See what that shows us. Okay. So our minimum voltage is 11, and our maximum is 11.12.9, and there's the current. So I guess it's like an RMS, and if you were to put a load on there, it would draw. So let me think of what I could quickly come up with as far as putting a load on there. Alright guys, so what I got is this little itty bitty inverter. Just happen to have it lying around, so let's see what it does, right? So we'll try to keep this here. I'll move this out of the way since the battery is not the priority here. Alright, here we go. So there's the meter. Let's see if we can make it better. There we go. Let's do that. So there's our battery. So we will hook up this clamp to here. So no drops, which is pretty expected here. All right, there we go. So let's power this on. And I'm guessing it's low battery. I don't know. Let's plug something in, see if it actually turns on. Okay, so it turns on. It drops to 10.9 volts. Okay, so basically now this graph shows you that 10.95 was your lowest and your max was still your 1112. So if you were to leave this like on the battery and let it die or come back in a month or so, you should be able to see like how long it's been running for, what your maximum voltage was and what your minimum voltage was, and there's your current 11.8 or 9 or so. Okay, so interesting. Again, these don't do anything, so let's go back. So let's go do the check, since that's probably why you're buying this anyway. So let's see what it does. It's a 12-volt battery. Click OK. Quick test, in vehicle, out of vehicle. Let's start with a quick test. Please confirm that the engine is turned off, otherwise the test result will be affected. Okay, so there's no engine, it's off. Please enter the amp hour of the battery. So this, because it's not really one of those, I'm just going to go ahead and do 7 amp hours since it's kind of the equivalent. And we'll see what it does. I don't really know, it could be more. But just because this size would normally be a 7 amp hour, let's go ahead and try that. So it says retest after charged. So that means that because the battery isn't fully charged, which they're looking for 12 volts here, I guess, or 14 maybe even, it's telling you it's 11 volts, so it's not even going to charge, or it's not going to test it. So there's your resistance. So here we have 35.36 milliohms. GB 72A. I'm not sure what that is. And I'm not sure what STD means. I mean, in this scenario. But kind of, for your reference, that's kind of what it shows you. So it's pretty interesting. I'm going to have to definitely get another battery that is charged, and just to see what this looks like. So let's click OK. Up, down. Oh, hold on. So I guess you can cycle. I'm not really sure. So SOC is state of charge. So maybe you would leave this here and watch it charge up, and it would show you, I guess, how many amps are going in. I'm not sure. But that's what that looks like. Okay, so let's go back. Alright, back. So let's pretend this is out of the vehicle, right? So it's not connected. Maybe there's a more in-depth test. So it's a regular flooded AGM. It's neither. I mean, AGM and gel are kind of the same. This is lithium. The voltage is definitely going to be different, but at the end of the day, we're shooting for 12 to 14 volts. So let's just pick gel and see battery type. So I wonder if these are brands. I've never heard of that many types. So let's just check flat. I'm not sure about any of this. I've never seen this stuff before. So let's see. SAE. Battery specs. Oh, I see. So cold cranking amps. There we go. That's what we're checking for amperage basically. And let's drop this down to 7. It won't go any lower than 100. So this is definitely not meant for smaller batteries. Makes sense. Okay, so maybe we can look in the manual and figure out what these other tests are. But those are your options there. Alright, so in vehicle, out vehicle, they're obviously not going to work. 12-volt battery. So let's check what else we got here. We got records and setup. So let's check records. Last record, deleted record. Let's check the last. Okay, so my resistance was 35. Cold cranking amps was 72. I mean, in theory, we weren't able to actually test it, but that's the number it comes up with if you put in a 7 amp, 12-volt battery. It kind of comes up that you should have probably 72 amps. So your voltage was 11.9. It's 100%. State of charge is 0 because it sees that it's technically a dead battery, and the results were reset after charge. Okay, so I guess that's good if you want to kind of check your records. Let's see, let's go to setup, see what I have here. Language, self-test, beep, info, and theme. Okay, couple themes, info, probably the model number, yep. Beeps, we know what that is, self-test, display test, keyboard test, beep test. Okay, so it just kind of checks the functionality to make sure that these parts are working. And I guess if it finds out that like a button's not working, it would tell you. So, kind of nice, and you got your languages. Let's check playback, that's the last thing. Waveform or clear? Waveform. Okay, so if you had this setting on the battery, you came back, I don't know, sometime later, and you did want to check, you can actually rewatch what we were doing. So I guess if you sit here long enough, right, so 260 seconds worth, but at some point I started to test the light bulb and stuff, so you would see it kind of move there and adjust there. So it's just a replay basically of the same thing we saw earlier. So all in all, it seems like a pretty good battery tester. Yes, let me just quickly go get a regular battery, hopefully charged one, and we'll just kind of see what it does here. If not, we might need to go just put it on a car battery and kind of go from there. But it's I guess it does what it's supposed to do, right? So if you guys have any questions, let me know. You do have a USB. I'm pretty sure you'll plug it into your computer and you'll be able to see all of these saved files just like we were able to see them here. You could probably like save them, email them, you know, save them for future in a folder on your computer. So yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was useful. If not, sorry. But if it was, please consider subscribing.